Oh man, what a day. What a day.
Click like. In this video, we are about to see more of the issues playing out during Big U court date. 600 shows up and speaks on what happened. However, you're going to hear an exclusive from someone else that was there on Friday, May 9th, and there are a few discrepancies between the accounts. I'll drop a link to both channels so you can sub and support.
Just left Big U's court date. More drama, more drama. How Denzel Washington said, what a day. What a motherfucking day. Listen. So you know we showed up to Big U's court date, right? Y'all remember what happened last court date? Couple little minions get to popping it, blah, 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 blah. Let's get in the elevator. Oh, we in the elevator. We don't want to fight. Let's go outside. Don't nobody want to fight, right? It's crazy, right? So kind of the same thing happened. So let me just tell y'all what was going on. So first off, beautiful building. The First Street Courthouse is a beautiful building. Go look at the pictures I posted.
A beautiful federal building? I mean, like, what was beautiful about it? Six?
Looked like a glass house. I mean, it looked like modern, you know. Like, look at the inside, bro. Like, I mean, beautiful inside, right? I mean, even, like, beautiful building. You know what I'm saying? Like, even all the way up, like, even walking, they got like an infinity pool. Like, I'm taking selfies in the building. You know what I'm saying? like, come on, man. The building is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, beautiful building, right? So, take this off, man. We go in there, and first, I go to the federal building down the street. I'm thinking it's gonna be in the same courthouse, right? Oh, more Louis. I'm thinking it's in the same courthouse. So I'm at the one down the street where it was at last time. And I go in there, they say, who sent you here? He's not here. He's at First Street. I said, oh, good thing I'm early. I go everywhere early. I said, how far is that? She said, it's walking distance. I said, cool. Eddie boy, let's roll. We on a mission. It's a 12-minute walk. We get there about 1:40. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I see everybody waiting outside to go in. I said, oh, everyone's here. We get there, we go in. They have another check. First, they check you walking in the building. You can't bring none of this stuff in the building. You can't bring none of it. You feel me? So, you know, but they have another check going to the courtroom where they take everything again. So bam, walk in. Big U sitting right there. Big U's in custody. And way down closer to the judge, damn.
I stalled Big South. He cut the braids. He back to the fade and the waves, bro. Stall him out. Shout out On Point Stories, bro. Once again, coming with it. You know what I mean? Can't knock him, bro. Greatly appreciated. Yeah.
And right by the judge is Loose Cannon. Now Loose Cannon's got the George Jefferson going. He looked whooped. You know, he ain't shaved his hair off. He looked toe up. He looked stressed out. He looked toe up. So behind him is like bleachers for the other five defendants on the case. FJ, Blanton, Robinson, the lady, Martin, they all there. You feel what I'm saying? They all there. Everybody show up. His family over there, a couple little minions over there, whatever, right? So as the case proceeding starts, Big U's attorney, first the judge say everyone's going to trial. I'm like, damn, ain't nobody taking no deal? Everybody going to trial? That's crazy. But Big U's lawyers say he wants to submit something and he doesn't want to say it in open court. He would like to submit it under seal. I kind of look at Eddie boy like, what you trying to submit under seal on the behalf of your client? Like what needs to be, what you trying to submit that the court don't need to see, bro? Snitch vibes is popping out already. Like, huh? So when I leave, I call one of my partners. These be doing like 20, 30 years in the field. I said, bro, what could that mean? It could possibly mean that, you know, he's telling them that he got an agreement with the LAPD. Who knows, bro? We don't know, but I've never seen that, right? So fast forward through the court. This little proceeding right here was to see if they're going to start trial in a couple weeks or postpone it to a proposed date in next May. All Big U's minions which I call them minions, defendants, got arrested with him, want the court case to be trial to be started next May. Big U objects that. He doesn't want to wait till next May. And Big U also said that he never received the indictment. The judge says, well, you need to talk to your lawyer. Your lawyer's sitting right next to you. He said he's only seen the complaint. Like, you've been in jail a month. Like, how you ain't seen that? Or indictment, bro. It came out like 3 days later. Like, huh? What?
Yeah, that's crazy. Everybody on YouTube seen the indictment, bro. Didn't have it read to him by hella YouTubers and everything. This lawyer, he seemed insufficient, bro. He do. He seemed incompetent, bro.
What type of dump trunk lawyer you got? Then his lawyer said that he don't want to be involved in the case. And Big U said he want to go pro per. You know what's so crazy about Big U saying he go pro per? He didn't even say pro per. He don't even know the proper wording. He said, I'm gonna go per se. Nigga, who go pro per in the feds, nigga? He said he can't afford a lawyer. His words were, all my assets have been destroyed. Bro, that's not the wording, destroyed, bro. You mean took? There's got to be another word, bro. He can't go pro per, bro. He ain't got the smarts for that, right? But in all, they're going to prolong this court to trial to next year. They're going to have another conference with him and his lawyer, just a judge, I believe, on the 16th or 21st, something like that. But so leaving there, right? You know the little minions got to like pump themselves up to say something 600 in the presence, right? So we leaving, right? One little buster minion I never seen before. He's my minion. All them dudes are short minions. Little, but I'm like 6'5", bro. Dude gonna say, hey man, let me ask you a question. What's up, bro? I don't even know you, my nigga. Hey man, you got a problem with Big U? Why you come to the court? Why you didn't pull up on him? I said, I ain't got no problem with that nigga, bro. Fuck that nigga, bro. I ain't got a problem with that nigga. Fuck him. And he said something slick. I'm like, you said what? What, you want to hop in the elevator, bro? He like, you, come on. I said, what's happening? Get in the elevator. I'm like, what's happening? He like, what? You trying to fight in a federal courtroom, bro? I said, well, you know what? All right, for sure. It's a public sidewalk right there. Let's get it. We walk out there. What's happening? Well, what you want to do? I said, you's a buster, bro. You's a bitch. He like, what you want to do? I said, bro, whatever you want to do, bro. We right here. What's happening? I can't take off on you, but if you come within a few feet, I can get off on you first. So you either take off or come close and we can get it cracking. He's sitting back popping it. I said, oh, man, you ain't like that, bro. So another little buster, another 50-year-old minion who's about 5'6", walk up nice.
He said he backing up popping it. This nigga crazy, bro.
Cranky Bobby thing. Six, we on the phone. Six, what's up, bro? Like, what's going on? Oh, and this nigga over here popping it, bro. Mind you, we've been popping for a good 5 minutes before anybody come outside. Finally, the whole courtroom finally see us walk out. He get more theatrics. Well, what you want to do, bro? What you mean? We came out here to do whatever we was gonna do. What you mean? What you want to do? So then, little crank by little bus like, yeah. I said, nigga, you was just nice. What are you talking about now? I'm like, these niggas is nice, bro. Like, man, I said, bro, what you want to do? Man, you outside the court building, bro. Listen, what you want to do? I don't give a fuck about none of that court building, bro. What's happening? What we doing, nigga? I'm like, these niggas come up here to talk. Like, I done seen niggas get stomped out in the courtroom, in the court building, outside the court building. Them dudes ain't living like that, bro. You got, man, I'm 6'5". These dudes like, man, they nigga big, man. Busters. Leave again without a scratch. And I told these dudes I was going to the court date. You know what they tell me? I bet you won't go to the next court date. Well, guess what? I'm here. Where y'all at? See, they be so mad that it's in their face and they don't know how to act. I keep telling y'all, bro, them dudes ain't living like that, bro. When I was in the streets, I didn't care about living or dying or going to jail. You have never heard me while I was in the streets say, oh, I don't want to go to jail. This nigga said, I don't want to go to jail. Well, nigga, you ain't about that life, bro. But I know you ain't about that life because that's why I'm up here.
Like, the funny thing about it, it's a lot of cats who ain't about that life, bro. Run around here playing with these switches and these guns, bro. Don't commit murders and hell and shit. Then get in there and cry, bro. It makes sense though, nigga. Don't nobody want to be in jail.
You're about to get some insight from some else who was there. Let's hear about the antics that have been going on. Let me know your thoughts.
Assalamu alaikum, peoples. Friday, May 9th. And, you know, they all had court today. Big U, Loose Cannon, Bear Claw, Finney, Vay, and the other two, I don't know the other lady name, and I don't know the other brother's name, but they all had court today. But, you know, I go up there before the dude Loose Cannon because he was popping that shit about my family. But we get to court, you know, we all file up in there. You know, I acknowledge the family, you know, because I know them. You know, we got history. Big U's family, we acknowledge them, you know, how you doing, et cetera, because I know everybody. The acknowledgement came back, and then, you know, you go in the courtroom, and they start the proceeding. And right off the gate, you can tell, man, now let me go back. Right off the gate, I walk in, Big U spot me. He seen me, he smiled. He said, "What's up?" I said, "What's up?" So it was acknowledgement between me and him, and a lot of people don't know the history between me and that brother, man. Like I said, man, me and him come up in the same era. We was crimies and things of that nature. And plus, man, a lot of brothers don't understand, man, that when 600, when he put that stuff on the internet, I had talked to Big U like 2-3 days after that. And me and him had like a long conversation, and he told me out of his mouth, he was like, "Hey, Ed, they own me, man. I'm hot." So what he did was, bro, you know, even though I don't rock with him and he don't rock with me, he acknowledged that, and he gave me a heads up and let me know that he was hot.
But see, yeah, so that ain't far off, because remember, they had snatched up I think one of the females, bro, that was involved in a case. I want to say Trap Kitchen Money, right? And she was supposed to be working with them people or whatever, but she ended up running off and telling Big U, like, yeah, they on to us type shit. So, yeah, that ain't far off that he knew.
So he knew that was on him. So, well, you know what baffled me, like, about a lot of dudes, they be like, "Oh, man, why you don't pull up to the hood? Why you don't do this? Why you don't do that?" First of all, bro, why would I pull up to your hood to try to do something and be on that particular type of time, knowing first and foremost, knowing that that brother is hot? He told me that. So he's being watched. So why would an individual even pull up there? I even told 600 don't never do that, because I told him, "Hey, brother, the brother's hot, man. Don't go up there, man." You know, he's not going to lie about no shit like that. So a lot of dudes, I'm gonna tell you, they be outside the loop. They be want to rock with him so bad. They want to be his minions. But one thing about him, he don't tell everybody his business, bro. And you be outside the loop. See, a lot of dudes outside the loop, they don't even know the in-depth what me and his conversation was, bro. Because I just don't speak on it. I just let dudes think what they want to think and say what they want to say. But getting back to the court procedure, brother. His lawyer got up there. You can tell his lawyer was frustrated. To me, his lawyer's a fucking dump truck. I don't care what nobody say, bro. You know, I probably feel the same way about his lawyer, the way he feel about his lawyer. Man, the lawyer's a truck, man. The dude's a fucking truck, bro. The dude talking about he want to file a motion pertaining that, you know, him and Mr. Henley's having some difficulties, some differences, and some misunderstanding with each other, and all this and all that. But see, when this is what a lot of people need to understand, man, that you as lawyer, dude, you representing him. He is paying you. So if the man want a speedy trial, you supposed to make that happen. Irregardless of what somebody else is talking about, or the other defendants' lawyers was talking about, or what the DA is talking about, that's his dude. You were his lawyer. And it's ironic that Big U said that he never got his indictment, or he never seen his discovery. So I'm gonna give it to the brother, man. I was kind of proud of him, man, when he said that he wanted to go per se. He wanted to go per. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: the brother trying to find out who all telling on him for sure, who all made these statements, who the third party cooperation people, and who all the confidential informants. And then also he did another smart move. He kept kept telling the judge that he do not agree with the continuance on his case, and he wanted a speedy trial. And he was doing that just in case for his appeal. Now, he was smart in that aspect, man. I would give him that. But, you know, everybody's there. Bear Claw. The dude loose cannon. This dude loose cannon, man, he looked toe the fuck up, bro. This dude looked like he on every drug you can imagine up in that motherfucker, man. I'm talking about every drug you can imagine. Man looking like George Jefferson at the head. You know, and I'm sure they got barbers up in there or, you know, razors or whatever it may be. Man, the man's appearance is just fucked up. So they pushed the court date back to July. They're going to come back and have another conference. And they gave Big U a different court date.
Yeah, Luce trying to plead insanity, bro. I can see it now. He say he had a so you telling me Luce was out here with man weaves in? The little man weave wave kit? Cause how you go from a waves, you know, he had a nice little shape up or whatever, how you to the George Jefferson, bruh. Your shit don't fall out overnight, bruh.
I guess in 2 weeks to see if he gonna have new counsel or if he can go pro per or per se, like he was trying to. So on our way out, you know, you have a couple of dudes. I had one brother, man, I don't know where he's from, man, but I just know when he said something, he walked by me, he said, "Hey, man, you Eddie boy?" I said, "Yeah." And he just looked at me crazy and just walked off. And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, whatever," you know. And then his uncle stepped to me and he was talking to me. He was like, "Salam alaikum." You know, like a salam, brother, what's going on? He was like, "Man, you Eddie boy?" He was like, "Man, you don't remember me?" And he told me his name, and I was like, wow, it just blew me back because I haven't seen him in 34 years. You know, I knew exactly what he was, who he was. You know, I was chopping up with him. You know, we was vibing with him. You know, he wanted to holler at 600. Basically, the brother was trying to get to the point where he was trying to get the stuff squashed. Whatever was going on the internet, he was trying to get it squashed. You know, but you had some dudes that was there from his section. I think this dude No Name, I think he on crutches or whatever it may be. Him, it's a dark-skinned brother. He said he lived on Crenshaw and Crenshaw and 63rd. And you had Craigie Bob downstairs. So I get downstairs, you know, it's like, you know how dudes be posturing, bro. You know, dudes don't be really want to do nothing, man, because you really want to do something, you'll do it. So 600 down there, and dudes is, you know, this dark-skinned brother, man, to stay on Crenshaw, he was woofing. You know, he had his shirt off and, you know, all that type of stuff. And I was laughing because I was like, man, dude, these dudes really know where they at? What building they in front of? Because when I was on the elevator, it was like 4 agents on the elevator with me, and I was going on the elevator, and they was like, "Oh, Eddie, how you doing?" I was like, I just shook my head because, you know, they all know who we are. You know what I'm saying? They know all the players, they know everything. They was like, "Man, you tell 600, man, don't be going too hard on them dudes on the internet." This what the federal dudes was saying. You know, the FBI dudes was saying. I was like, "Hey, man, you know how that is." And they was just I think it was just a joking manner, man. But you know, alhamdulillah. But like when I get outside,
you know. So, you know, I guess the court date was pretty uneventful. Whatever had you seemed like Big U, he trying to go for the speedy trial, but the rest of his co-defendants ain't ready to go to trial, and they don't want to separate them. So I don't understand how like his lawyer was gonna facilitate that. But yeah, bro, sound like shit. The same 600 and Eddie Boy got the same counsel about what went down, and bro up there with his shirt off. Anybody who was planning to pull a skit at the courthouse was saying, "Lock me up." It ain't worth it. You feel me? I did hear about a couple of people that was supposed to be showing up to the courthouse, whatever had you. Yeah, I guess, you know, I guess, you know, I don't know what happened, bro. We didn't hear shit about them sliding, so I guess not, bro. And I think that was the best decision, fool.